In this video, I'm going to show you how to model multiplication of fractions. I'm going to do 2 problems from your math homework tonight. You had a total of 3. So to start, the first problem was 2 1/3 times 4/5. Now, as mentioned in your notes, the first thing I recommend doing is modeling the first fraction. I'm going to model vertically first. You can do horizontal, whatever you want. I'm going to do 2 holes. I'll go ahead and label those right now. Always label your models. And I'll do 1/3. So that means I need to box a third square. I'm going to split it into thirds to capture that 1/3. I'm going to shade what I do not have. So I'm going to do some more processing in those other pieces. Go ahead and label 1/3. I have 2 1/3, and I want to multiply it by 4/5. So I want 4/5 of 2 1/3. That's what I'm asking myself. So since I want 4/5, this is not a whole. If I look at this dimension, usually I do horizontal for the second factor. I already have 1 whole here, so I just need to divide it into 4/5. And I'm going to use dotted lines. I should have used that earlier in the other one. So there's 1/5. Here I have 2/5, 3/5, and 4/5. I'm going to shade what I do not have. I'm going to shade it the opposite direction just so I can see the cross section there. Okay, so this is an array. So the cross section array that is unshaded, that is going to be 4/5 of 2 1/3. So now I'm going to go and label all of my parts. So here, these are all fifths. So I'm going to label 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. These are also 1/5. Now right here, I have 1/5 that are also split into thirds. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This whole is divided into 15ths. And notice if I look at my fraction here, if I multiply my denominators, which is what I do when I multiply using the equation or algorithm, I have 15. So these are all 1/15. I have 4 of those. So I'm going to do my addition equation here to find my product. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fifths plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 15ths. Now I'm going to use common denominators to combine these 2 fractions because I have to add with like denominators. So 5 and 15, it's the least common multiple or least common denominator is 15. So when you change this into an equivalent fraction out of 15, 5 times 3 is 15. So I multiply the 8 times 3. I have 24 plus 4 15ths. This is 28 15ths. So I can also put that in a mixed number. You can leave it here because it is simplified, or you can put it into a mixed number, which is 1 and of 28 minus 15, that's 13, 13 15ths. So if I want to know what 4/5 of 2 1/3 is, that amount is 1 13 15ths. I can check my answer by actually multiplying. So if I have 2 1/3 times 4/5. Find the mixed number. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7/3 times 4/5. So I multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators of 28/15. That's the same, so it checks. Okay, I will do one more. I will do the last one. So here I have, this is the third one, 3 1/4 times 3 1/3. So I could ask myself, what is 3 1/3 of 3 1/4? So I have here 3 wholes, and I need a fourth one. So I'll do this here. So from here all the way to here, that's going to be my 3 wholes. And then this is split into quarters. This last one's split into quarters. And I shade what I do not have. So I only have 1/4 there. So I'm going to go ahead and shade the 3/4 that I'm not using. I'm going to label it. And I want to multiply it. So I have 3 1/4. I want 3 1/3 times this. So here's the 1. I need 3 wholes. So I have 1, 2, 3 wholes. And I need a third, so I need to encapsulate one more column. And I'm going to copy, and these 3 columns here, I'm going to have it look exactly like this, because that's what I'm having repeatedly added. So it's really essential that this bottom part, that you break that up, or else you're making an error. Shading what I do not have. Okay, so from here to here, I have 3 wholes, and then I have 1/3. Now notice here I did horizontal creation of fractions. Here I'm doing vertical. That's important just to make your thinking visible, and if you do horizontal again, it's harder to model. Okay, I'm shading again what I do not have, so I do not have 2/3 of this last part that I'm using. Label that 1/3. Then I'm going to go ahead and label like I did before. This is 1 whole, 1 whole, 1 whole. I'm going to label all of these. Here, this is 1/4. I have 1/4 here, and 1/4 here. Here I have 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. Now this is the part that can get kind of tricky. So here I have a cross section of 1/4 and 1/3. So I need to count how many make a whole here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I made these all connect like this, might make it easier to see. I have a 4 by 3. So I have 12 pieces there. So this piece right here is worth 1/12. So now I'm going to do my total. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 wholes plus 1, 2, 3, 3/4 plus 1, 2, 3, 3/3 plus 1/12. So I'm going to start simplifying it so I get one number. 3 over 3 equals 1, so 1 plus 9 is 10. And then I have this to contend with right here. So I need to find a common denominator, least common denominator, which is 12. So this 1/12 I can leave, but this 3/4 is going to change into an equivalent fraction out of 12. So I multiplied the 4 times 3, so that I do the same thing to the numerator. This is 9. So I have 10 plus 9/12, which I shouldn't be writing it. So this is 10 plus 10/12, which is just 10 and 10/12. I have to double check that this fraction is in its lowest terms or completely simplified. I notice that 10 and 12, they share a factor of 2, so divide them both by 2. And I get 10 and 5/6. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly check my answer. So here I have 3/4. 3 times 4, not 3/4, 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 4ths times 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 3rds. I could have done it wrong. I'm going to cross simplify. They have a 10 and 4 have a 2 in common, so this becomes 10. This becomes 5. This becomes 6. So this is 15. So that is 65/6, which equals 10 and 5/6. So here if I do this, 10 times 6 is 60, 65/6. So that checks. And that is how you multiply or use models to multiply fractions.